Alex Mullan to make it 3-1 in the grand final. Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
No one attacks it, comes back off the Panagaris. It's a goal! It's Tolland! Oh! And then Talisman's got another one!
They City back quick.
Jake King down with a shot! My goodness me! Oh, can't teach that sort of stuff. Sends it in, keeps it low, and it's gone in! It's gone in! Adelaide Uni have scored in time added. Tries to get under control, and the shot from Tolland! Salisbury into a 2-0 up!
Neil Butler with another chance, it's 2-1 to Playford! Persistence has paid off for Playford!
One touch the keeper, puts it into the bottom corner. Beach gives him a shoulder after that as well. He's lost his clean sheet, and he's lost his head with a red card! David, this is massive!
The girls sing and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello and welcome to episode 10 of One Game at a Time. I'm Seb O'Neill and joined by two of my co-hosts this week, starting off with Mr. David Grant. And David, what is your favourite smell?
I dread the start of these things because I just don't know what's coming. My favourite smell? You've really got me on that one. Maybe Brute. I've been wearing it for the best part of 40 years. So yeah, maybe Brute.
So
you've heard of Brute?
I have. It's just, maybe a bit selfish to say I think your favourite smell is yourself. But, we'll move on from that. And also, Alessio Carocci. Alessio, what's your favourite smell?
I've got two, actually. One may be weird and one may be a bit less weird.
David, that's the difference.
Yeah, one's a bit weird, maybe one's a little bit less weird. The weird one would probably be petrol.
Oh, yeah.
And the one that's probably a little bit less weird is like the new football boot or new sneaker smell.
I'm intrigued to ask more about the petrol. Why the smell of petrol?
I don't know why. It's just, I think it's a pretty common thing. A few people I know also enjoy that smell, or people specifically dislike it. But I don't know, but the amount of times as a kid when you're at the petrol station and you just, I don't know, seem to like it. I don't know why.
Okay.
I get you. I get you. I
get it. It's strange,
yeah.
But I get it.
I like the smell of a new book. Can I redeem myself with that?
Yeah, it's better than petrol.
Yeah. or Brute 33.
We'll start off with our picks of the week, and I'll start first with, I think, a pretty easy pick. We had the cup draws today for both the Australia Cup preliminary rounds and also the WMPL WSL Cup. Just looking at those ones, Bocala versus Comets, Croatia versus Adelaide Hills Hawks, Beograd versus Fulham, and Campbelltown versus Metro Stars. I think a very, very good cup draw.
Yeah. I think it's intriguing, isn't it? I was at the Hills Hawks the other night. I watched them. They're on a bit of a roll in the cup, and Croatia a wee bit unpredictable. I don't know if that's maybe a wee upset in the cards there, possibly. And of course, FK Beograd and Fulham. That's another match between two teams that aren't in the same division. And these teams that come in from lower leagues, nothing to lose, come into the cup with a point to prove, and maybe we'll get a couple of cup upsets this round.
Absolutely. Alessio, for you?
Yeah, I think they're all quite enticing clashes. I mean, a lot of people would expect that Campbelltown Metro Stars one of the grand final a few years ago. And just seeing some of the way that some of these fixtures are played, there might be some non-favourites getting quite far. I mean, you're playing against a team, most of these teams in the same league as you. So you're getting a lot of probably favourites to go further if they played the lower teams knocked out early. So it's a big chance of teams like your Fulham United, your Adelaide Hills Hawks, even Bocala. I'm not sure the last time they've been to a cup final, but a few of the other ones, maybe even Beograd you can put in that category, haven't been to big major finals in the last couple of years. So it's a major opportunity for some, and it's going to really test, especially some of those lower teams, their squad depth. I mean, playing on a Wednesday night and then a game on the Saturday, I'm not sure. I guess you could say Fulham and Hawks maybe not contending for promotion at the moment, but it might derail some of the seasons of those MPL teams. So.
This is them playing, of course, for a spot at Service FM as well, just to add there at the end. So that's an opportunity for some of these lower league sides that might not get that chance. So even a spot in the semi is incentive for them, I'd say. Sorry, Seb, you were moving on to the next lot.
All good. Yeah, the WMPL WSL Cup, Adelaide City versus Metro United, Football SA versus Campbelltown, Modbury Jets to play the winner of Flinders versus West Adelaide, and the winner of Western Strikers and Modbury Vista against Salisbury Inters. Some good ones in there as well, David.
Yeah. Interesting to see how Metro United will go against Adelaide City. Adelaide City, again, going through a little bit of poor form in the league, and Metro United a bit inconsistent, had a great start and have dropped away a little bit, but maybe a chance for Metro United to stamp their authority there and get a win there. What was the second one? I was going to talk about the second Campbelltown. Yeah, I went along to watch Campbelltown actually the other night. I actually bumped into Meleri Mullan there, of all people, but never mind. I went along to watch Campbelltown playing the other night against Cove. And that was the first competitive win for Campbelltown. They haven't had a great run in the league. They sit bottom of the WNPL, but they were streets above Cove on Friday night. Whether they can carry that form into a match against the likes of NTC or not, I'm not so sure, because NTC what are they, second in the table just now?
I think so, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So might struggle a bit against NTC, but Campbelltown, for me, have never looked. I've seen them 3 times, I think, this year now, and in all 3 games, they've never looked completely out of their depth, and they certainly look very comfortable on Sunday afternoon in their cup game against Cove. So that'll be an interesting one, I think. See if NTC make a mess of them, or if Campbelltown can provide an upset.
Alessio, some WSL clubs still involved as well, which is good to see.
Yeah, similar to the men. I mean, they don't have the hanging fruit of getting into the Australia Cup preliminary rounds themselves. But for some of these teams, especially, like we've talked about, Modbury Vista over the last couple of years, if they can get very far in this competition, it's going to be a precursor of what they're going to be like in the WMPL after all these years, if they do manage to make it. But even just seeing a WSL club in the cup final for the women's, I'm not sure the last time they've seen that, but they've got a very big chance of doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Alessio, we'll stick with you for your pick.
Yeah, so mine, similarly on this cup run, is for some of the upsets that happened in the previous round, in obviously both competitions, the women's and the men's competition. Obviously, David talked about previously the Adelaide Hills Hawks win 2-0 over Cove, which, going by the lineups, I mean, some people might expect the Cove team had just been promoted, and I'm not sure if David remembers some of the games against Adelaide Hills Hawks, or even the games against the coach, Nigel Gill, last season, but there was not a lot to shout about for Nigel or the Hawks in the last couple of seasons of playing Cove, but they really put it to a different level on that week and last week with a double from Thanasi Marakis. David was there. He saw some of the goals. I'm not sure what they were like, but it's a player in form and a team in form at the moment. And going by what the Cove lineup looked like, I think they might have been potentially resting a few. I know I've talked to a few people in this cup break, some coaches, and they've said that it's just too difficult for some of the teams in the state leagues that are trying to push for promotion in the league as well, trying to manage some of their players' injuries, trying to manage the points they need to get on the weekend. We've seen Cove, some of their results in the early couple of rounds where they might be teetering towards in between that finals and relegation kind of couple of points. So for them, I'm sure they wouldn't have made such a big deal out of it compared to Hawks, but that goes to show what you can do in it as a lower team in the fixture that no one expects you to win. Going on from that, though, there was some close results. That Garn Kilburn versus Campbelltown, it was very close to the final 10 minutes. It was the home team Garn went 1-0 up. Campbelltown got it equalised in the second half, and then there was a couple of, I would say, goalkeeping mistakes from the Garn keeper who let 2 late goals past the 80th minute in to complete the turnaround for Campbelltown. And ultimately, I thought it was a game that should have gone to extra time, if anything. Going by a couple of the other results, even in the Women's League, I was surprised to see Football SA and TC beating Comets in extra time in that game as well as Salisbury Inter beating Adelaide Uni in extra time as well in the WMPL WSL Cup. I thought there were 2 upsets that a couple of people probably wouldn't have expected this early, but I guess we'll wait and see those next 2 fixtures that haven't been played yet as well. Strikers versus Vista and Flinders versus West Adelaide as well, to see if there's any more upsets for those 2 favoured teams in those fixtures.
Yeah, we'll go over those in a little bit more depth later on. And David, finally to you for your pick. A new venue is coming to the NPL.
Yes, the new Barossa United Stadium. Now, I've been trying to Google and work out exactly where that is, because there's quite a few grounds up in the Barossa that are called Barossa Park and so on. And There's one in Lindert with that name, but I believe this new Barossa United stadium is located in Nuriutpa. That's where Barossa United's soccer club seem to be based. There'll be a new team coming in next year into the State League 2. They'll be North, I would hope.
Yeah, you'd imagine.
Yeah. Competition. So just announced today, Adelaide City are going to be playing their game against Adelaide United's NPL team up at Nuriutpa. So a bit of an exhibition match, I suppose. These two did play each other 2 years ago at Mount Barker at the Summit Complex. And there was a good crowd there. A few curious locals came out as well to have a look, because it's very much an Australian rules football sort of heartland, the Hills. And I think the Barossa is probably very similar. I certainly associate it with football rather than soccer, if I can use those old-fashioned terms. So that's been announced. It is going to be on the 16th of May, Friday.
18th of May.
Why does it say 16th?
Because it's been changed to the 18th of May.
Don't go to the Barossa on Friday the 16th of May, folks. You'll be the only people there. Well, I might be there because I've got the date wrong. Sunday the 18th of May, as Seb has presented on screen about 3 times, and I've missed on each occasion. So good chance for a bit of top level soccer to be played and viewed in a new place, and a new place that will shortly become familiar to us as Barossa United make their way into the senior competition, the FSA competitions here.
Yeah. Absolutely, and also before we move on, I had a report in my ear that apparently since going live and starting, that Alessio has been delivered food. What do you have on you?
Well, I've got a red food, and I want to see if you can guess what it is. I guess.
You mean a red food?
Well, it's red in colour.
Oh, I was going.
You're having capsicum sandwiches.
Somebody just getting the colour red, because that's gonna take a while.
Red
Thai curry
kind of thing, but yeah.
Thai curry?
No, it's not like
Salmon?
a whole meal. It's like a snack or an after.
Oh, you're having a cherry ripe. You're having a cherry ripe, aren't you?
An apple.
David's on the right. No, you're on the right course though.
A cherry. I've got no clue. There's a
Good
lot of
idea.
red. What is it, Alessio? Tell us what it is. Oh, it's watermelon. Oh, he's even got it cut up. He's even got the crust cut off for him.
Wow.
How lovely
Did
is that?
Mum cut the crust off for you?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting it, but the door just opened and I got delivered some watermelon. So,
Well, was there a knock at the door when that happened, or?
my
Just like
headphones
that.
were soundproof. So,
What? Just like that knock? What? There's a knock at the door, David.
I didn't hear the knock. Did the knock?
Oh, there it is again. Oh,
Oh.
Did you hear it that time? Oh, yeah, of
There's
course you did.
somebody at the door. Hang on a second. I'll go see who it is.
Door. Oh.
Don't go anywhere.
All right, I'll stay here.
Yeah.
You grab the
Yeah.
door. Alessio will eat his watermelon. David will get the door. It's a very red theme. Very red theme, isn't it, David?
We are very red themed, aren't we?
Yeah. Does the red theme continue?
I'm sure it will, with the 3 guests that have all walked in together. That doesn't happen very often.
Oh,
You can ask me who it is?
Oh, who is it?
Yeah, it's Chrissy Panagaris, Zoe Tolland, and Meleri Mullan.
Hi.
Oh, wow. You must have a very big door at your house to fit all 3 of them at once.
Yeah.
Thank you to you 3 for joining us. It's a pleasure to have the both of you. I guess we'll just start with how I normally start with most of our guests. For each of you, your footballing journeys, the clubs you've played at, your history with the game growing up. If you want to go from left to right, or whichever order you want to go in.
Go on, Chrissy.
Go on, take it away.
Oh God, I feel like I've been asked this so many times, I forgot. I started off at Adelaide City as my junior club, and I was there for a couple of years, and then I transitioned into the state program, which everyone knows is NTC, but back then it was actually called Skillaroos. And that one there, you pretty much were committed to state and you weren't playing club at all. I was there for a couple of years, and then I eventually moved on to Metro United and played there for also a couple of years. And then I took a season off just to have a little bit of a break, and then went to Adelaide Comets, which I'm still currently with them at the moment.
And United.
Oh yeah, and then obviously with United. But I've been with United for 2.5 seasons. My first season with them, I came in as an injury replacement, I think for Chelsea that year, or Emily Condon, I can't remember which one. And then from then on, I've been signed with them.
Very, very good. Meleri?
So my journey started at Adelaide Jaguars, and then I went to Fulham through my junior years, and then I moved to Sturt. And then I went to the state program, and I spent about 8 years in there going through state and NTC. And then after NTC, I went to uni, Salisbury. And then I moved to Sydney for a year, and then I came back and played for West for the past 3 seasons. But through that period, I got signed with Adelaide United when I was 18, so just after NTC, and then have been with them pretty much ever since. I've had quite a few hurdles in my career, just injuries, so spent a few seasons on the sidelines just watching, but all part of the game, I guess.
Yeah, of course. And Zoe?
I also started at Adelaide Jaguars, then went to Adelaide City, and then pretty much the rest of my junior years I was at state and NTC. And then after that, I played for Adelaide City again in the WNPL. Then after that, I moved to Sydney, and I played for Bankstown there, and whilst also doing the Future Matildas program. And then I played for Salisbury Inter just the past NPL season, and then obviously throughout that as well, I've been doing United for the past 3 seasons now, I believe. So yeah.
Very, very good. I guess next thing, of course, last year wasn't the greatest of seasons, but I mean, this year it's completely different. I guess how has it been? I guess the transition going from last year to this year. Did you feel that much really changed, or was it just you built on and managed just improve heavily on what happened last year? And these questions go out to any of you. Whoever wants to answer can answer.
I mean, I feel like last year as a group, we probably weren't as well connected. I feel like this year, the signings we've had, the internationals, or even the girls that have come from interstate, we've just gelled a lot better as a group. So they've helped us so much. And then I think even in training, when we have, say, a starting squad versus who's maybe not playing that week, the depth is just so strong that we've made each other better. And that, you look to the bench every week and you've got 5 really strong players on the bench. So I think we just have way more depth this year, and the cohesion's just a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely, and very thoroughly entertaining to watch. I suppose just looking at it the whole, Meleri, last time United made finals, you were part of the squad that game against Victor. I guess, what do you see the similarities were from that year and even that game compared to looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah, we had a good season the last time we made finals, but just going into it this time around, I just know that we have what it takes to win. We have so many incredible players, and just the quality that we have on and off the field is just amazing. So I know that we can hopefully bring this one home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, especially this year as well, I think you guys have played at Hindmarsh more than, I want to say, any season before from memory. How's that been to be able to have that as your home ground week in, week out, especially against some of the A-League women's teams who don't tend to get to play in what is considered their club's home stadium?
I think it's been incredible. I feel like we have taken so much advantage of playing at Coopers. We've made the most of it as much as we can. Although we've had majority of our games there, we've also managed to train there as well before our games, which has been really good, just to get used to obviously the pitch, because the pitch is very different compared to our pitches we've played on. And the level of football that how you play on that pitch is so different. So we try and make the most of it as much as we can, but just the atmosphere, the crowd, you can tell it's so much more different to, at Martin, where you're playing with no undercover there and it's just direct sunlight, whereas at Coopers, there is undercover there. There is shade, so you can bring, obviously, lots of families come down. They can sit under the shade, and it makes a huge difference as well. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, David, we were there this past weekend, and you could see the crowd. The crowd was there for the game, for both games. Really, it was really good, and especially to be able to commentate, it really helped, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I've lived in the area for 30 odd years, and women's football has come so far in that time. And just to get along there and to see, the crowd, the expanse, if you like, coming in and getting there early, to see you guys, I think was really inspiring. I was really chuffed to bits for you. Seb, can I ask a question, seeing as you've thrown to me? You're obviously the first guest we've had on that travelled further than Port Pirie. And so that traveling component, I suppose, interests me a little bit. When I played in the UK, I didn't have any distance to travel, really. We never flew anywhere. So I just wondered how your preparation goes for an away game. How does it all work? And some of the younger listeners might be interested in this as well. Do you gather? Is it an early morning flight and then you spend a day together, or do you go the night before, or how does the whole traveling to an away game work for you guys? And any one of you can answer the question.
Yeah, we usually train the morning of, and then right after we'll go to the airport and fly to wherever we're going, and then play the game the next day. But it's usually personally, I don't find it that tiring. It's more like the trips to Perth or to Wellington. That's probably the hardest ones because the time difference, you kind of feel that a bit more. But usually it's pretty half of them are to Melbourne. Not a big difference, a quick hour flight. So yeah, it's usually train in the morning, fly there, and then you'll play the next afternoon/night.
And you generally fly back the morning after the game, or do you fly back immediately after the game?
Usually the morning after the game.
Right, okay. So you have a recovery session or whatever, and take it easy. Yeah, okay. And tied in with that, these away, we obviously go to a lot of the grounds locally, but we don't go to too many away games here when we're watching Adelaide United. So toughest away venue, and that could be, you don't want to be derogatory about anyone, but a difficult ground to go to get a result. Maybe a bumpy, uneven pitch or a hostile crowd or those kind of things. I just wondered if there was a venue in particular that you found was more difficult to get a result at than others.
I think Amy Park in Melbourne. I think every time you go there, it's so slippery. You really need maybe medals to play on that field, but it's not even just the grass. It's mud. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I find that one the worst in my opinion.
I think Suncorp as well is another one that's up there. I don't know if you guys watch the men's game, but you could literally still see the rugby lines on there. But I think
the post from Costa a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah.
The pitch as well.
Yeah, I think when we played there last season, I think the Foo Fighters had just played the night before. So, yeah, I reckon when we walked on there, our boots were getting stuck in the ground. It wasn't great, but the atmosphere was great as well.
Yeah, you guys would get a result against the Foo Fighters, I think, if you were playing. You'd have my backing any day in that matchup.
I guess looking towards this weekend against Western United, of course, elimination final, how do you prepare against a team in Western United, considering you only played them 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe as well? Is there much you have to change, or is it sort of go in with the same mindset and sort of just improve and do even better than you did last time, which was a win?
Yeah, I don't think there's much, we don't focus too much on the opposition. I think our main focus is to just work on how we come into each game and what we do best. And I feel like with this whole season, I think we've just focused more. Again, we have looked at the opposition, but I think as well with our game plan and our game style, there's not much to change. We've got all the players there, so we can adapt to any game style that the opposition comes in with. But yeah, we just have so much depth that we can honestly do or adapt to any gameplay that the opposition comes at us.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good to hear. And I suppose finally for me, until I open it up even more, coming back a bit more locally, the WMPL is very much in full swing. have you guys been heading out to grounds, watching games? What teams have you liked to watch? Just sort of a general overview of the league so far this year.
Yeah, I have been out to watch. I've watched one of Salisbury Inter's games because I played for them. Watched them play against Splendors recently. They won that game. And then we all went to watch Comets versus West a few weeks ago, which was a good game. They're both like teams that are always kind of higher on the ladder. So it's like a good quality game to watch when those two play.
Absolutely. David, sorry.
Yeah, I've just been out to a few WMPL games, gone and seen West, watched a bit of Campbelltown.
On Monday?
I went out on Monday and watched them play in the cup final. So, not cup final, in the cup game. But yeah, just going to have a look around. And
it's been good to go to Adelaide Comets with their new ground, seeing as that's their first season playing there, which has been really good. Same with West Adelaide as well. When they played Comets, that was really good to see.
Yeah,
absolutely. David, Alessio, throwing to you two. Anything from yous?
I might just quickly ask. I hope to see you playing locally when the big fancy National League thing comes to a conclusion, and you hopefully come back and play locally. So when that happens, are you all still best of friends because you play for 3 different clubs through the winter, or you have in the past, or do you all just hate each other at that point in time? The relationship's still healthy?
I hold a grudge against Zoe.
I feel like we probably wouldn't come up against each other with our positions. It'd probably be maybe Zoe, but me and Meleri probably won't because we both are
opposite ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me and Meleri played each other in the grand final.
Not too salty.
And that went really well, didn't it?
Not end well. Yeah. Not a good game.
Yeah, it was good for
me. Anything else from you, David or Alessio?
No, Alessio, you go.
I just want to ask a few fun questions. I mean, who's some of the best players you played against local level that maybe you think could be the next up to get a chance with a United team, or if they haven't been in the system in the past? And the other one would be, who's your favourite captains you've played with at any club or United level?
I mean, captains, probably Ella Tonkin. She's been our captain this year, who wasn't meant to necessarily be our captain this year because Izzy Hodgson was injured, but I think she's done so well at just stepping into that role so easily. But yeah, I think maybe some of the NTC girls that they might not always be at the top of the ladder, but when you watch them play, you can see in a few years the level they're going to be at, because they're not a team that's just going to boot the ball. They're always trying to play. I don't know a lot of their names at the moment because they're so much younger than us now, but I really enjoy watching them play. So I think a lot of those girls will definitely be coming up to United in the next few years. Yeah.
Captain-wise, I'd probably say Elena, which is the current Comets captain. I think she has been my all-time favourite captain. She's a feisty one as well with a hot head, but I think that's what I love about her. But she can also get around everyone, no matter how old you are, how much experience. She'll treat you the same. But she's definitely been my favourite.
Gosh, I don't even. Yeah. Well, obviously Izzy's been captain for the past few seasons. So yeah, she's one of my good friends. I lived in Sydney with her, so yeah, I don't even know who's been captain. Obviously got Nicole Tilley at West. She's a good leader on the field. But yeah, just up and coming talent would just be the NTC girls. Some of them come and train with us, and they do really well when they're out there. So yeah, give that credit to them.
Yeah.
We probably should ask you about Adrian Stenter, shouldn't we? We can't have a conversation like this and ask you about the captains and influences and who you admire and all of that sort of stuff without mentioning the job that Adrian's done and your thoughts on him and his coaching and his mentoring for you guys. I'm assuming it's going to be a positive answer, but
imagine it's not. That'd be a big bombshell.
No, I think Stens has been really good this year. Like, obviously, last season wasn't just tough for us; it was definitely tough on him as well. But I think this year, like, he's been very good at communicating with all of us, like where we're at. And I think he's focused so much just on us this year, which we might not have done in the past. So I feel like no matter what, no matter who we're playing, like we know what our game plan is. And I think that's helped us so much more, you know, not just like not trying to play to suit whoever we're playing, just like staying with our style, our formation. And then that's just made us grow throughout the season and just gotten confident with like what our plan is. So I think, yeah, he's really been good at that this season.
Yeah, I just think he's a good person. He knows his players, he can check in on them. But yeah, I've had him like my whole United journey. So he obviously, you get to know him on a personal level. But he's obviously we're like a big family. So, you know, look at him as a coach, but also like a bit of a dad.
Yeah, which he is a dad to two girls. So you notice that some of the dad jokes he says as well.
Absolutely. David, let's see any more questions from you two?
I just had a quick look at their profiles on Adelaide United's website, and I was just looking at their hidden talents. I'll just run through them very quickly for you. They might have forgotten this, but Meleri Mullan's hidden talent, she says she has too many to name, so we don't need to progress with that one, I don't think. Zoe Tolland, hidden talent, bendy thumb. A bendy thumb, Zoe.
I didn't think this would ever come up. Anyway, we literally spoke about this at dinner. We were like, surely they're not going to go on the Adelaide United website.
Look, I didn't know like that we didn't have to say something, so I just kind of ran with that, and it's not even a
go
thing.
On, show it.
I didn't think anyone would ever check that. So.
Are they more bendy than normal, or are they just as bendy as everyone else is?
Like if you wanna be like which way, you ask Zoe and she'll tell you with her thumb.
I can't even click because
it's too bendy.
And of course, the one that's left there, Chrissy Panagaris, hidden talent. Do you remember what you said your hidden talent was, Chrissy?
I'm gonna say something Harry Potter related.
Yeah, Harry Potter impersonations. Well, that opens a door, doesn't it?
What the hell? Do it.
Well, yeah, what's the best?
I don't even. If you can't even do a thumb, no.
That's okay.
No.
You don't have to do it. That's okay. You don't have to.
I just you'll find me here and there around the house. Just say some line from Harry Potter.
You never thought anyone would.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Good thing we do our research, David. David, we'll continue on with you. What do you have for us?
It's time for
David Grant Quiz Production.
Oh wow, the intro made it back for another week, David. How good's that?
It did, by popular demand. The public loved it. The public wanted it back, and the intro stays unless by popular demand the public say they don't want it anymore.
Unpopular demand, it has to go.
Yes. So this week's quiz is a true or false round. So I'm going to give you a number of statements about one of your players, one of the guests here. And collectively, the other guests have to tell me whether the statement I have made is true or false. And the statements are going to be made about Meleri Mullan this week. So I'll make a statement, and if the panel can have an open discussion, if they think the statement is true, they say so. And if the statement is true, the panel wins the points. If the statement is not true, the panel loses the points, and Meleri gets the points. So it's Meleri against everybody.
You know this. Oh, what? Yeah.
Okay, so is everybody ready for statement number one?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Meleri Mullan is a budding actor and had a small part in the stage musical Matilda when she was just 12 years of age. She didn't tour with the show, but she appeared in the Adelaide shows at the Festival Theatre. Is that true or false?
Are we allowed to ask her questions, David?
Yes, okay, but you can't ask her directly if it's true or false. But you can ask questions about
I have never heard you speak about that.
Are you a fan of musicals, Meleri?
Yes.
What's your favorite musical?
I've seen quite a few. I saw The Lion King in London, which was really cool. But Frozen was also really good. I don't know.
Do you know who else? Alessio loves musicals, doesn't he, David?
He does. He loves Hamlet.
He loves Hamlet. Isn't that your favorite one?
No, it was
Unless
Hamilton.
you made a mistake, just for the background there, Alessio once made the mistake of saying he once made the mistake of describing Hamlet when he was confusing it with Hamilton. That's where that joke comes from. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you that explanation.
Chrissy, Zoe, how much do you know about Meleri?
I've never heard her speak about.
So that,
but she's full of like her hidden talents. She's got a lot. So I'm not surprised.
But I don't think.
Wait, what was the musical?
Matilda.
It was Matilda. She was in the stage version of Matilda at the Festival Theatre when she was 12.
No. There's no way.
One last question. What was your part in Matilda?
Oh, I was just like a backup person.
Yeah, she's lying.
Yeah.
It's false.
Are we going for false panel?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that one's false. So, Meleri, you didn't get the points there. The panel got 1 point.
Back at person number 3.
So the trick here, Meleri, is to try and guide them down the wrong path without overly guiding them.
Oh my god!
I was a backup.
Matilda is the one musical I haven't seen as well. I was like, damn.
And I feel like you would have made mention of it, but you haven't.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, you ready for statement number 2?
Absolutely.
Meleri Mullan played her first WNPL game when she was 11 years of age.
Senior.
I feel like that's true.
WNPL, yeah.
Surely not.
11. Are you even allowed to at 11?
I don't feel allowed to.
Are you allowed to at 11?
Yeah, back then, I feel like it's true.
Oh no, actually, yeah, because NTC didn't that used to be only wasn't like under 15s even in WNPL. I want to say like a couple of years ago.
I feel like she did it at Stir randomly.
Can we say the club?
Yeah, but she doesn't have to tell the truth.
I'm calling nah. I don't know.
I think true.
11 years old.
What club?
Very, very young. It's very young.
I think true at Sturt.
I can see if it was Sturt.
I don't know.
Well, surely was Sturt in the WNPL?
Well, they
Yeah,
they would have been
blue, weren't they?
Yeah.
They would have been Sturt Marion.
Yeah, I think. Was it Sturt? I think I swear I've heard her say that, unless it was just like 13. But I swear.
Maybe if it was like 13, 14.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go true.
I'm gonna go false.
I think true. So Alessio, you're okay. So this
I
gets
think
us
false
nowhere.
I reckon it could be just the age has changed, but it's like a correct statement.
Yeah.
Different age.
Okay. We'll go with false. We think it's a different age.
No,
Meleri?
I knew it.
You played 11.
Yeah,
Was it for Sturt?
No, Fulham.
Oh, Fulham.
Oh.
Just Sturt.
Right.
Yeah.
Meleri has leveled the scores. It's 1 each.
No, that's like so young.
You should see the team sheet that's on it as well. I'm like, I played with, it was like Macri, like MJ, like
That's crazy.
That must be some sort of record somewhere, surely.
Yeah,
I can't-
that has to be. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And there was a few girls at Fulham when they did it as well, but we had to sign like waivers and stuff.
Wow.
And I think you have to be like 15.
Yeah,
now,
you have to
isn't
say,
it?
or like I don't know, I think it's like 14 or something.
Yeah.
But that's what it
I
usually
remember,
was.
yeah. Musa Toure was like 14 when he made his MPL.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
But
even
then I
that-
moved to Sturt and played reserves that whole season anyways.
Oh my
I
God.
was literally 11. I was like, I'm
That
playing
definitely
against
has to be a
women.
record.
All right, David. Next
Well,
one.
it's probably going to be part of our commentary every time you play. If you come back to the local, when you come back to the local leagues. Okay, statement number 3. Meleri Mullan was invited to train with the Adelaide Crows in the first year of the AFLW.
First year,
Yeah.
or was it the first year?
I feel like we had this conversation.
Well, I know she was gonna.
Have you
she
played
just-
AFL much before, Meleri?
Not too much. I played a little bit in school. I trained a little bit with North a few years ago, but yeah, not not
And
really.
if you had to pick between Port and Crows, would you pick Crows?
No.
Okay.
While ago.
She
Port
seems
Bell.
pretty believable in talking, that she's trained at least.
Well, I know she's trained with North Adelaide,
Yeah.
and
But I don't know about the first year.
yeah, the first year's throwing me off because I don't know what year that was, but it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. What year was it? What year was the first year? Do we know?
Well, none of you are allowed to Google this. I can if you want.
You can Google.
I reckon like 2018 maybe? Was that even later maybe?
When their first year was.
The suspense, David.
Oh,
You guys not that hard to Google it, right?
Old guy in technology. 2016 it was founded. But I don't know if that means the first year was maybe 2017.
I guess it would be. Oh yeah, mate. Well,
Yeah,
it's around about that.
No. Oh, I don't know.
It's like half true, half false. Like,
Yeah.
she did get asked, but
I don't think it was then.
Okay. So, all right, false then?
False.
We just think it's a different year.
Yeah.
Okay, false, David.
Meleri, would you like to tell them the answer?
It was true.
Oh.
First
Melody
season, the Crows emailed me asking me to come out and train and see if I wanted a contract.
Nah, I feel like that was like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that was
It
like.
wasn't too. It was when we were in NTC. I remember, and I was at lunch, and I was like, and Mike was like, "You're not doing that."
I wasn't friends with you though.
We weren't friends.
I wasn't
Dave.
friends with you then. Right, okay, yeah, sorry. Meleri Mullan once held the junior Australian record for soccer ball juggling, what we would call keepy uppy. I think it's juggling here. She was able to keep the ball up for 5 hours and 27 minutes when she was just 15 years of age.
No.
He's laughing. So I'm
That's
going
not that long. There's no way.
Her attention span, no,
Yeah.
nah.
false then, David. I think that's pretty
That
easy.
seems fairly unanimous. Okay, that's a point for the panel. That wasn't true. So
You didn't even let her tell us.
My juggling
I don't think
all right,
I've
well,
ever
I'll let her give you the answer to this one. Meleri Mullan almost made it onto Big Brother once, but she couldn't complete the later phase of interviews because filming clashed with Adelaide United season commitments.
That's so something she would
She would do. I feel like
But
that.
I don't know.
What year would have this been?
Yeah.
Meleri might answer that one.
Is she
If
really
it's-
thinking?
Yeah.
Liar. False.
sometime. A few years ago.
Okay, let's go with false then.
Meleri?
It was true.
Oh yeah.
2020, and I had an audition, and I was meant to do a video recording, and they said if you get through this stage, you have to film between October, and I couldn't do it because of United.
You just don't tell us.
Yeah, no.
What?
We weren't
Okay.
True, we weren't.
Statement number 6, the penultimate statement, and it's Mellery's winning 3-2. Meleri Mullan is an accomplished sailor, but she doesn't get out in the water much these days.
True. You did do sailing. She did. When she was younger, she did sailing.
I wasn't friends with her. I was young.
Neither, but I've heard her speak about that she did sailing.
Honestly, she's
fan of the water?
surprising, so I'm not surprised.
I think that's true.
Okay. If you're that confident, Zoe, we're going to put it all on you. So we're going to say true.
Meleri?
It's true. I was a
Well,
sailor.
You're so
So
weird.
nice.
I can't.
I know. When I tell people, they're like, "What do you mean?"
Big
so
brother.
the scores are 3-all, and we've got the 7th and final question. I have an odd number of questions because I didn't want a draw.
And you know what?
So this-
In Meleri, in your Adelaide United bar, you weren't wrong with saying many talents because this is getting weird.
It is. 11 years old.
This is
Plays
really weird.
girl game. Big brother. And then sails.
And then also
Okay.
nearly played for the Crows.
Yeah.
I should have. More money.
Like a professional footy player or sailor.
Wow.
Sailing.
Oh god.
Could have gone to the Olympics.
All right. This statement is for the title of champion of episode 10 of One Game at a Time. Meleri Mullan's favourite band is Green Day. She said, "They've carried me through the darkest of times."
Ooh.
Oh my god. Is it Flume or
I have no idea about this
You,
song.
you a big rock fan?
Yeah.
not?
What's your favorite Green Day song?
Yeah.
Was a fan.
Yeah.
It was.
Green Day.
What's your favorite Green Day song?
Do you even know any?
Yeah, look at Green
Yeah,
Day.
you don't. So no.
I'm gonna say false.
I don't know. I feel like she's lying again.
Oh my god, you know this one.
I know all of their songs.
No, she doesn't.
No, I call false.
Broken heart.
No.
What?
But then
I
she
don't know.
could be like,
Yeah,
"Wait,
I
we
feel like
can't
it's true.
choose." I reckon this is false.
I think it's false.
She's gotten better at lying throughout the whole time.
She
Yeah,
lies.
she
a lot.
has. Proved.
That's good to
It's
know.
on red. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to go true.
Ooh.
Alessio.
I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to lie about like singing a song. Like you can't like fake not know it. So I'm gonna have to say false.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
Lonely road,
yeah, what's it called?
broken heart.
I think
Really? Is it? no, false.
False.
No, but I still think she's lying. I still think it's true though.
Okay, well then
She
what
lies.
song were you listening to when you
That was one when I was going through a breakup.
broken heart?
Yeah,
Yeah, give
I
me.
think that's what you were going through, a broken heart.
exactly. I was broken
So-
hearted.
I'm saying false.
Here's, because we're at a bit of a junction, here's how we're going to resolve this. The panel. So Seb and Alessio, you're going to pick one, which I think you already have. And Zoe and Chrissy, they're going to pick the other, which I think they already have as well, right? And that means that Meleri's a winner anyway in my book. So that's done and dusted. And then what happens is the other winner will be whoever's right out of the true and false. How does that sound as a sort of on-the-spot compromise?
Okay.
Okay, so Chrissy and Zoe, you're sticking with false,
Yeah.
and Seb and Alessio, you're sticking with true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
No,
guess
you
I
Melody-
guess we'll have
don't
to-
do that,
I said
Alessio.
false. I thought it was false, but
Yeah.
can't have a.
Stick with your gut.
We're at a standstill, Seb.
All right, we'll go false. But if it's true, then just
Are
know
you,
it was
so
right.
you're all going false now? Are you all going false now?
Yeah,
Oh,
but if
there's
it's
no need
true,
to
just know
worry
who's
about that.
really right. So
Okay. Well, forget everything I just said over the last 2 minutes. We're back to the panel says the panel's collectively saying false. Meleri, would you like to tell me who your favourite band is? Is it Green Day?
It's Flume, isn't it?
Well, I love Flume,
Yeah.
Coldplay.
All right,
Yeah, it
done.
was
Well done,
so
panel.
I know. That's what I knew that it was going to come down.
Broken
to
hearted. Broken hearted.
I tried to look when you were looking at their songs. I was like, oh, come on, just give me a song that I would know. I was going to search myself. Oh, damn.
So the conclusion there is the panel won. Meleri, you lost out tonight. 4-3. The panel were victors tonight, and I'm sorry for that, but I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
thank you for anything else from you, David.
No, that's it.
Perfect. All right, that's very blunt.
Thank you for something.
No, there wasn't. Just make
Oh,
sure. All right, Chrissy, Meleri, Zoe, thank you so much for joining us. Been a pleasure having you both. Very much looking forward to Sunday afternoon, as I'm sure you guys are, or I'd hope you're looking forward to it. Should be a great time, great atmosphere. Hopefully a good game. Yeah, good luck, and yeah, see you there. Hopefully
Having
we'll
a
win.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to Green Day now.
Very, very good. Good quiz, David. Did well.
Thanks, that was great. Great guests. The first time we've had guests on that we've been able to say we hope you get a win at the weekend. We can't do that with a guest every week, can we? Because generally we're generally would be demoting someone else. So
impartial. You have to be impartial all the time, David.
Not impartial tonight. I am entirely for them. I hope they get the win.
Oh, I'd hope we are, considering the attire we've all chosen.
Right.
All right. Going through the results from past week, we touched on them a little bit earlier, but we'll go through them a bit more in depth. WMPL WSL Cup, Adelaide Uni losing to Salisbury into 4-1 after extra time. Football SA beating Adelaide Comets 2-1 after extra time as well. Sturt Lions at home losing 2-0 to Adelaide City. West Torrens Bocala losing 3-0 at home to Metro United. Campbelltown, as you said, David, 5-0 over Cove. And Adelaide Jaguars and Mulberry Jets finishing 2-1, the away side Mulberry Jets. And of course, Western Strikers Mulberry Vista was abandoned due to sprinklers, which were uncontrollable and couldn't be turned off. So I'm not sure what happens. Apparently it was 1-1 at the time of abandonment. So I'm not sure, especially in a cup game, whether or not they replay the whole game or whether or not they have to, start from that point. And also Flinders versus West Adelaide has been postponed a later date due to the conditions of the pitch. David.
Yeah, you're going to get to first up already.
Going to you.
What was I talking about? The Hawks? Was that what?
No, Campbelltown and Cove you went to.
Campbelltown and Cove, yes. So went down to see the women's game between Campbelltown and Cove. This is all off the top of my head. I haven't got my notes with me. Didn't get a chance to look it up. But it was a chance to get down and see what if Campbelltown could maybe reverse some of their league fortunes. They're currently sitting bottom of the table. They have had a draw, but that's it. So I went down there and look, they were. I'll have to be honest. They were better than Cove. Cove didn't really get a sniff, and the game ended up in a 5-0 win for the host side. But Campbelltown all year have looked like a team that aren't out of their depth in the WNPL. They just haven't had the rub of the green, other than that one draw. So it was good to see the Cove side. I haven't seen them yet. There's a couple of girls playing that team that I know from my coaching days at the Hawks up here in the hills. And it was nice to see them. They were skippered by Gracie Curtis, who's still only 17 years of age and I think has a big future. Another Hills-based player was playing there, but the Cove just didn't come close, unfortunately. And Campbelltown ran out comfortable winners. So it'll be interesting to see if Campbelltown can take some of that rub into their next league game. I'm not sure who they play next, but it was a good performance by Campbelltown and much more convincing than they have been in the league competition.
Absolutely. I guess just looking around anyone's further, of course, Adelaide City beating Sturt 2-0. Alessio won, which we predicted to be pretty close, and it was in the end. It was 0-0 at half time, in fact, as well.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in the previous week. A team like Adelaide City, who had been struggling for some form over the last few weeks. Sturt, who are tracking along in the state leagues, doing well after a couple of poor results at the start of the season, but they were trying to redeem that. And obviously, we talked about that 6-6 last season that everyone remembers. And it was quite close and even battle. I'm sure both coaches have probably shored up their defenses since last year and started the season. They're definitely tighter units. But yeah, just a couple goals. And obviously we saw Florence Russell playing against her previous team as well. But yeah, it was good to see Adelaide City getting back to winning ways. And they've got a few players to come back as well in their team. So it's good to see them go on a bit of a cup run now.
Yep, absolutely. And especially with the upcoming draw, excited to see what else is in store for us. On to the qualifying rounds for the Federation Cup / Australia Cup. Bocala beating Croydon 3-0. Adelaide Croatia's 3-2 against Cumberland United. Fulham, probably one of the shocks, beating Sturt 3-1. As we spoke about earlier, Garn losing 3-1 to Campbelltown City. Seaford versus Comets finishing 4-2 to the MPL side. Hills Hawks with a shock over Cove FC 2-0. Metro beating Mulberry Jets 4-1. And FK Beergrad away to Adelaide Olympic winning 3-0. I suppose, Dave, we'll start with you again, of course. Up at the Hawks' Nest for the upset.
Yeah, I took myself along there on, goodness me, when was it? Friday night? Good Friday night, was it?
No, Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon. Well, it felt like a night because it got dark very early. I think the kickoff was 5 o'clock from memory. It was dark very early, and it was pouring with rain at one stage as well, so it was a typical Adelaide Hills night. So I went along to have a look at this one. Hawks, obviously, league form, they've picked up a little bit, but they're still not convincing in the league, but they are in a bit of a roll in the cup, having beaten Para Hills East, I think, in round 1, and then followed that up with the upset last round when they beat West Adelaide. Although West Adelaide were a little under strength, still it doesn't matter because it's what happens on the park in the day, and the Hawks, I think, were deserved winners then. So the Cove came up to visit, and it was a very physical encounter. There's a young kid, and you'll know him, Brett Saville, Alessio. He, for me, had a fine first half for the Hawks. And he's only a short guy, a diminutive player, if you like, but he was given some fairly harsh treatment by the visitors, and he must invite that, I suppose. But he handled it really well. He had a great first half, and Athan Marakis scored in the 31st minute, and then he added to that in the second half in the 58th minute. And I haven't seen the match stats. I'm not sure exactly what they say, but I think the Hawks are probably on a bit of a roll, and there's a bit of a buzz about the place, I think, for them. They're very positive, certainly around cup games. And I think Nigel Gill will be... I asked him actually before the game, Nigel Gill, what his thoughts were, and they're very excited about these cup games. Wouldn't say they were optimistic. I think they're realistic when they come into some of these games. They probably realise they're playing some very strong opponents, but they're certainly very excited, and they're on a bit of a roll. Big disappointment, obviously, for Cove. They'll go back down the hill and we'll focus on the league now. It's the first time I've seen them this year, but Hawks marching on, and they've drawn Adelaide Croatia Raiders away from home in the next round, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'll definitely go along to that. And there's Daniel Butler there, long-term player and former president on the left-hand side, cheering the fellas in, and gives a bit of a thumbs up on the way into the dressing room. So so that's my summary for you. A good night out in the hills, and looking forward to the next encounter when they play Croatia Raiders.
Absolutely. Alessio, you were at Fulham, and you, of course, as you spoke about earlier, saw a bit of Campbelltown Garn.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on some of David's points. The team that Nigel Gill has assembled there has got a lot of players that have played with each other in the past, and a lot of actually come to terms with it. They're actually former teammates of mine. I mean, I played with Thanasi Marakis at Sturt, played with Josh Pace there as well. Cale Nagel, the new signing in the off-season from Mount Barker. He was a former teammate of mine at Mount Barker and at Sturt. Dan Riles, also from Sturt. I mean, quite a lot of the team, I think, must live in that kind of area near Blackwood or in between the hills, because a lot of them have played at Sturt in the past. But and the other one you mentioned, Brett Saville as well. He's actually probably not as young as he looks, but he has played at a few places. He played at Playford to start his career. He did come to Mount Barker, I'm pretty sure, in 2023, and played some great roles there as well. Then moved to Vista last season, and obviously only just missed out on promotion, but I think near the end of the season he might have moved. And obviously this year back at Hawks under the coach Nigel Gill. And fancy as well, he actually got a red card in a Hills Derby for Mount Barker against Hawks in 2023 as well. So that's an interesting fact there. But we'll go back to the games you mentioned, Seb. I was at the Fulham Sturt game, and I was excited to see the juggernaut of Sturt Lions, who've won probably about 7, 8, 9 games on the trot. And of course, the first game I come to live, they did in fact lose. But I think talking to the coach and some of the players after, I mean, there was a strategic resting of Lachlan Duffy for his potential 200th game. Now he's going to get it in the next game against Cumberland. And some of the lineups with Sortini on the bench. I think Altunde might have been on the bench as well. And he made some early subs as well of players that you'd probably see out the 90 minutes in the usual games. But I think for Sturt Lions, they're definitely more focused on promotion at the moment. And with how tight that state league is, and with how thin your squads usually are, if you're not a major powerhouse club, it's a lot tougher to focus on 2 competitions. So when it goes to the Wednesdays, I'm sure they're going to be happy that they've got a week in between games. The other one, yes, I did see the Campbelltown and Kilburn game. And I had a call with my cousin before the game, and he said, "Have you ever played at this ground? It looks like an under-12s pitch." I don't know how they play men's football on this, but I can kick from the goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and we have to use the same toilets, and I don't know if the showers work, but it was obviously a tough place to go to, and you could see that in the first half. I mean, Campbelltown, from all accounts, didn't have a lot of the ball, a bit bobbly on the pitch as well, and Garn Kilburn used that to their advantage. They had a lot of fans there. They had a lot of players to use as well. A lot of chances given to a couple of players who might come in from injuries, and it almost looked like it was going to go to extra time for a lot of the game. I mean, I was keeping up with the score and with the live stream at the Sturt game, and a few of the players were saying, "Oh wow, this could be good if we can come back in this game, and then we might have a couple of state league teams in the next round." But unfortunately, the quality paid off for Campbelltown, pouncing on a few errors from the Garn team. But they put a good count of themselves, Garn Kilburn, in this cup. We know what their history is like, and against big teams in the NPL, what they can do. And it goes to show they're not far off it, and they're going to have a good season in the North. And they're definitely going to be, I think, teams to look out for in the finals.
Sounds like we played at a war zone.
Well, I actually played there as well. It was Olympics ground before Garn used it, and we used it for Monday nights. But we trained it. We didn't really have showers or really play proper games on there. But I don't think it was too bad.
An improvement then, allegedly.
And he did mention best food in the league, 100%, hands down. So it's positive for them.
Very, very good. We'll move on to our predictions. And I also have realised that we haven't even mentioned once that we are without Mark Tubb. I don't think we've even said it once. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's just
forgotten.
Completely forgot about him. I got too excited about asking you what's your favourite smell. I just didn't think to mention him. He's fine. He has a week off. So all good with Mark. But I'm sure he'll send his predictions to you, Alessio.
Once he's heard all of ours.
Yeah, once he's heard all of ours. Alessio, how have we done over the cup round?
Well, it's a bit of a to and fro week. There is some new movement in the all-time table, but it was probably not the best week for points for all of us, and perfect results as well. Nobody got over 10 correct winners, and there was only 2 perfect results in all of our predictions as well. Before I go through the points exactly, I'll highlight some of the ones that we did get correct. Not the score, but the winner that probably not people would have expected. Both Seb and I picked Hawks to win. Both of us picked in extra time, but they did eventually win. I think, the 2 perfect results were from the WMPL Cup actually as well, and they were both for Seb.
Wow.
So we'll go through the points first. David picked up one. I got 2-0 City Sturt.
Who's this?
Me.
Seb.
It's never you, David.
No. And 2-1 Jets women over Jags.
Wow.
We'll go through. David picked up 7 correct winners, with Raiders winning, Campbelltown winning, Comets winning, Metro winning, Beergrad winning, Salisbury Inter winning, women's, and Metro United women's winning. That takes him to 123 points.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Mark, who was the leader last week, he picked up 8 winners. Burke's winning, Raiders winning, Campbelltown, Comets, Metro, Beergrad, and Metro women's and Jets women's. Seb obviously had those 2 perfect results, but he had 9 correct winners as well. So I'll go back. That took Mark up to 144. Seb's correct winners: Raiders win, Campbelltown, Comets, Hawks, Metro, Beergrad, Salisbury Inter, the perfect City one, Metro women's winning, Campbelltown women's winning, and Mulberry Jets perfect, which takes Seb equal first on 144 points.
I'm coming for you, Talbot.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
myself. I picked up 8 correct scores in all those mostly similar games, and I've gone to 136 points. So Mark and Seb on 144, me on 136, and David on 123.
Pure ball knowledge coming out of this brain right here. David, where's yours?
Don't know. I was just listening to the echo as you tapped your pen against your forehead there.
Well, to improve on your points tally, David, we'll do some more predictions now. State League 2, starting with the North, Garn United versus Adelaide Atletico. I'm going to go for a Garn 3-1 win.
I'll go for a Gan. I'll go for a Gan 3-2 win.
I'll go with a 2-2 draw.
Modbury Vista versus Salisbury Inter. I think this will be a 2-1 Vista win.
This is massive, this game. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go for 2-2 draw.
Just like to point out, so far, David's pretty much done my predictions, but just added a goal either way.
Well, what did you say?
I said 2-1, and then before I can't remember what I said, but you added one more goal.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, but you haven't gone for a draw in this game, have you?
No, I went for 2-1, and you said 2-2.
I'll go for 3-0, Alessio, please. But it'll still be a draw.
I hope it's 2-2.
I've gone 3-2 Vista.
Gawler Eagles versus Northern Demons, the most Northern derby you could possibly get, technically. I'm going to go for a Gawler 4-1 win.
I'm going to go for a Gawler win as well, but just 3-2.
I'm going to go 4-2 Demons.
Elizabeth Grove versus Port Adelaide finally for the North. I'm going to go for 3-0 Port Adelaide.
I'm going to go for 3-3 in this game as well. Another draw.
I've gone 3-1 Port Adelaide.
Moving on to the south of State League 2, Adelaide Uni versus Eastern United.
Massive game.
Big game. At Adelaide Uni as well, right in the city. I'm going to go for...
Thursday night game as well, tomorrow night. So
Thursday? I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, yeah. I'm going to go for a 4-3 Eastern win.
I'll go for 4-3 as well. No, Eastern United will win this. They'll win this 3-2.
There's a big change.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking an upset, but no, I think Eastern are just... No, Eastern 3-2.
I'm going 4-2 Eastern.
Noarlunga versus Mount Barker. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Mount Barker have got to pick up a point at some point, right? I'll give them a draw in this one, 2-2.
Well, they were probably unlucky to not to the other week, so
yeah, I'll go 2-2.
I remember the last time we went there last season, and our centre back scored 2 headers from corners in 15 minutes, and then we scored a penalty, and we ended up winning 3-1. It was a game full of set pieces. They scored from a free kick, we scored from 2 corners and a penalty, and it's about as good as it gets. And it's going to be another cold one this week. I'm
going to change my mind. Barker's defence looks statistically terrible, so I'm going to go for Noarlunga win. I'm going to go for another. I mean, Noarlunga's defence isn't much better, but I'll go for a Noarlunga win, 2-1. And if it's a draw, I'm sorry, Mount Barker.
I'm going to go with a 3-2 Mount Barker win.
Western Strikers.
Leslie, I'm going for the draw. What did I say first? Did I say draw? What did I say first? 2-2 draw. Stick with that. Come on, Barker. Give us a draw.
Am I good to move on, David?
Yeah, I'm settled on a 2-2 draw between Mount Barker and Noarlunga.
Western Strikers versus Adelaide Hills Hawks. I'm going to go for 2-1 Hills Hawks.
Jeez. I'm going to go for a Hawks win in this, but it'll be very tight, so I'll go Hawks 3-2.
Who is this against? The Hawks and
Western
Western
Strikers.
Strikers.
I'm going to go 3-1 Strikers.
Finally, for SL2, Adelaide Titans versus Seaford Rangers. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Titans.
I'll go for 3-all. Excuse me, 3-all.
I'm going to go a 2-all draw.
Moving on to the WSL Southern Derby. South Adelaide versus Cove. It's an interesting one, I think. 3-all. I can't pick them.
I'm going to go 3-2 South Adelaide.
David's forgotten that he muted himself to cough.
I was only being polite. I'll go for last time that with you. I'll go for a draw in this one, 2-all.
Adelaide Jaguars versus Elizabeth Grove. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Jaguars win.
I'll go for a 2-1 win for Jaguars.
I'll go 4-2 Jaguars.
Modbury Jets versus Sturt. I'm going to go 2-0 Sturt.
Are you?
Yep.
Modbury Jets.
Oh, Jets, not Vista. Sorry. I'll go for a Sturt win in this. What did you say? 2-0? Sturt. 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-0, yeah.
I've gone 1-0 Sturt.
Finally, Western Strikers versus Modbury Vista. I'm going to go for 5-1 Vista.
I won't give Strikers a goal, unfortunately. It's going to be 5-0 for Modbury Vista.
I'm going to go 6-0 Vista.
His is bigger than yours, David. State League 1, West Adelaide versus Cove, a game in which, I think I'm committed to this. I'll be commentating at Kilburn as a part of a double header between them and the women's side later on against Adelaide City. Or I'm going to go for 2-1 West Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 3-2 West Adelaide.
Going 3-0 West Adelaide.
Cumberland United versus Sturt Lions. I'm going to have to go Sturt to win 3-0.
Bit of a derby, this, eh? I'll go for Sturt to win this one 4-2.
Oh, I mean, I'm not as familiar with, I guess, the south/east. How close are they together?
Probably about 15 minutes away, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a derby then, yeah.
Yeah.
I know it more of a derby just because of the last few years when they were promoted or playing prelim finals. They were in and around each other with Modbury Jets in the State League days.
Sorry.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
This would have to be the closest game for Sturt, wouldn't it? There wouldn't be a ground closer for them, would there? You played at Sturt. Would this not be the closest ground for them?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
We continue.
Unless...
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I was going to say Flinders.
South Adelaide is not. Yeah, it was always with... Yeah, their main rivalries, I think, were more competitiveness based rather than distance based in the past. But
yeah.
I've forgotten if I actually predicted. No,
I
predicted.
You said you 3-0 Sturt. David said 4-2 Sturt. I'm going to go a 2-0 Sturt.
Blue Eagles versus Fulham, of course, coming off a big cup win, an upset, in fact, against Sturt. 2-2. Methinks.
I think Blue Eagles will win this one.
Yeah, at Blue Eagles, yeah. Martin.
Blue Eagles 3-2.
I've gone 3-1 Adelaide Blue Eagles.
Salisbury United versus South Adelaide in the north. I think Salisbury will put South Adelaide to the sword and win 6-0. That's my big call for the week. My big call for the week.
Long trek home back to Panther Park for South Adelaide, I'm afraid. And yeah, they'll lose this one 5. I'll give them a goal, 5-1.
I've gone 4-1 Salisbury.
Vipers versus Pontian Eagles. I'm going to go for... Oh, I'm not sure. 2-1 Vipers.
I'm going to go 2-1 Pontian.
I've gone a 2-2 draw.
And then finally, Olympic versus Cobras. I'm going to go Olympic to win 3-0.
I'm going to go for Cobras to win this 2-1.
I'll go 2-1 Cobras.
Moving on to the WNPL, West Adelaide versus Adelaide City, the second part of that doubleheader in which I will be commentating. Looking forward to this one, as I am both games. In fact, I've only ever been to Kilburn once before, and that night I also watched West Adelaide versus Adelaide City last year, just as a spectator. So quite funny that it happens to be the exact same game again. I'm going to go for a West Adelaide 4-1 win.
I'll go for a West Adelaide win as well. I'll go for 3-0.
I'll go 4-2 West Adelaide.
Campbelltown City versus Adelaide Comets at Campbelltown. I'm not sure if this is on the main pitch or I think it might be on the back
What
pitch.
day is it?
Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure the men's are on 3 p.m. Saturday.
While he's doing that, Alessio, I'll tell you that Adelaide Comets will win this one 4-1.
Yeah, it's on pitch 2 on Saturday at 2:30. I'm going to go for a Comets 3-1 win.
I've gone 4-0 Comets.
Metro versus Football SA. Your game, David? I'm pretty sure. Your doubleheader?
I'm doing a doubleheader at TK Shutter, and that one's Metro United versus NTC. The other one is the Metro Stars game against Playford, I think, from memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to go for an NTC 3-2 win, I think.
I'm gonna back Metro United in this one. I'm gonna go for Metro United. Yeah, I'll go for Metro United 3-2. Because for Metro United,
NTC.
When they click, they're very good. Sorry, Alessio. I keep interrupting you tonight, Alessio.
That's all right. I don't have much to say.
We're getting through this very quickly without Mark, though, it has to be said, isn't it? It's great. It's great not having him here to delay us. It's fantastic.
Flinders United versus Adelaide Uni. This on Sunday. It's an interesting one because probably two teams predicted to have been finish near around-ish the bottom, but they're both doing reasonably well for themselves compared to last year, especially. I'm gonna go 1-1, maybe. It's tough. It's a tough one.
I've got 3-1 Uni.
Uni, I'm just looking, have the tightest defence in the league. They've only conceded 6 goals all year. So I'm going to say that Uni will not concede and they'll score 2. So 2-0 win for Adelaide Uni in this one.
And then finally, Salisbury Inter versus West Torrens Berkala. Inter again, sort of having that similar start to last season, where they are sort of in very, very mixed form, and worrying people until as we said, last season came up to win the grand final. I think Inter will win 2-1.
A 3-3 draw. 3-3 draw in this one for me.
4-2 Inter in this one.
Moving on to the men's NPL, Thursday night football. Very, very good. A lot of viewers we normally get as well. I'm sure people will come out of the ground too. Adelaide Croatia Raiders versus Adelaide Comets. Another one of my games this weekend. Me and you, David, will be there on the scene tomorrow night. I'm going to go for... I want some goals. 3-3.
You're going to jinx us. It's going to end up nothing each. I'll go for... I'll go for 2-2.
I think we've both been to Croatia once this year, I want to say, and we've both had only 1-0 games.
I think I've been more than once.
You went United first round, and that was 1-0 then. I can't think if you... I've only been there once, and that was 1-0 against Playford.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll check. Sure.
2-1 Raiders.
Adelaide City versus Croydon FC. Is this where you're at, Alessio, I want to say?
Yep. Anzac Day special.
Yep. Very, very big. I'm going to go for an... I was going to go Adelaide City, but I think I'm going to go a 2-2 draw.
I'll go for Adelaide City to win this one. I'll go for them to win this 3-2.
I've gone 3-1 City.
FK Beograd versus Modbury Jets. Modbury really just aren't convincing at the moment, in my opinion. They won a couple weeks ago, but they still haven't entirely convinced me yet. So I'm going to go for a Beograd 2-0.
I'm also going to go for Beograd in this one, 3-2.
Is that Modbury or at Beograd?
At Beograd, as a part of Anzac Day. They normally held the big broadcast as well.
I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
Campbelltown City versus Para Hills Knights. I don't know. I actually don't know. Campbelltown to win 3-1.
Campbelltown are so hard to predict this year, aren't they?
Exactly.
I'll go for a draw in this one, 3-3.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, I think Campbelltown have found it tough against Parry in the past as well. I can only remember a couple of single-digit wins in there. And I'm going to go similar and go 2-1 Campbelltown in this one.
Adelaide United versus West Torrens Berkala. I'm going to go for... Also quite funny that they're playing this game at the exact same time the A-League games are being played, I must say. So the NPL side and the A-League men's side in a very, very important game playing at the same time. Just good scheduling, I think.
Difficult for Harry Crawford to play both games this week then, isn't it?
Might see Delinov drop down and play.
I'm going to go for 3-1 United.
I'm going to go for 4-2 United.
I've gone 4-1 United.
And finally, Metro versus Playford. You are going to be on the scene there, David. It's a tough one again. Playford are also kind of hard to predict, I want to say. Metro to win 3-2, maybe?
Metro Star's just been a bit wobbly over the last few weeks, haven't they? I don't know what they were like in the cup game. They did win it 4-1 or something, didn't they, against Modbury from memory? But their league form's been a little bit patchy. I'll go for a Metro Stars win 3-2.
And that completes a trio of 3-2s for Metro Stars.
And just finally, considering our guests, Adelaide United versus Western United in the A-League Women's Elimination Final this Sunday, which, David, me and you will be commentating for the collective. Very, very much looking forward to that one. I've got 4 games this weekend. It's ridiculous. I'm going to be so tired. I'm going to go for United to win 3-1, as they did a couple of weeks ago at Western United in normal time.
I'm going to go for Adelaide United to win this one 4-0.
Like
and each of the three guests tonight to get a goal each.
I've gone 4-3 United in extra time.
Ooh, okay. I mean that'd be good to commentate. I think, David. I wouldn't mind that.
Extra time. What happens? What's the format? Extra time in penalties or
extra time in pens? Yeah.
I can only remember like one time extra time happening at Highmarsh for a long time.
Oh yeah, my only memory is. Are you thinking of the game against Melbourne City?
Ben Halloran, yeah.
Ben Halloran, yeah.
But it was going to go to penalties. But
yeah, it was a late.
I've never seen at Highmarsh penalties.
Yeah, even have we had penalties at Highmarsh in an NPL Grand Final? Or in any? Well, the specific NPL. I don't think.
Yeah, I would.
I don't think of any. So. Or any, at least in like somewhat recent memory, I don't think I can think of any.
Not recently, but I reckon there would be one. I think there was a stat once that said the last time a NPL game went to a penalty shootout when they had those few that happened at Marden and elsewhere.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, the one at City, yeah, that's the only one I can think of. Yeah, that went to penalties was them against. I can't remember now. Comets. Yeah, I can remember for a second there. Yeah, that's what I can remember. But yeah, penalties would be fun. I wouldn't mind penalties as long as one team wins them. We can, we can be biased here. We just can't be as biased on the commentary, David. That's the thing.
True. Oh, yes. Although, if I had to be honest, I think I did refer to Adelaide United last weekend as we on a couple of occasions. It might have escaped your notice, but I didn't
even think I referred to them as we. I've gotten better at it in recent weeks.
I say we at one stage.
I'll find it. We'll see if we do it again. Well, that's pretty much all from us. Mark, I assume and hope he'll be back with us next. I mean, do you know, we might not even hope. We might not want him. He's left us for 1 week. We'll see if we welcome him back with open arms. I think.
No, we've missed him. Come back, Mark.
Anything else from you, David or Alessio, to finish us off for another week?
Oh, I was just going to, on the back of the guests we had in tonight, I was just going to encourage people to get out to Cooper Stadium, aka Highmarsh Stadium, this weekend. Seb, you refresh my memory as to the date and time of the kickoff, but get yourselves out there and support the women.
It's an elimination 12:30 or something.
Sunday, 27th at 2:30 p.m. I think. Hang on. Let me. I guess there.
So yeah, I would encourage everyone to get out there if they can. If you're following the football, following the women, this is an elimination final. All going well. This won't be the last time we see them, but do get yourself out there. It's a massive game for them. Give them all your support and all of that. And they've been great guests tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed having them on. So yeah, get out and follow them. And now, Seb, you may tell everybody when the date and the time and the kickoff is.
Sunday, the 27th of April at 3:30 p.m. against Western United.
Get there early. Get there at 2:30. Build up the crowd early. Go girls.
We'll be there very early to get the atmosphere, get prepared. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, David.
Yeah, me too.
Anything from you, Alessio?
Same goes. Get out to that game. Get out to those Anzac Day games on Friday as well. And hopefully everybody's at some sort of service as well and during that day. And yeah, it should be a fantastic weekend of football. Games from Thursday probably all the way through to Monday, I'm pretty sure. So, make sure you're all out there watching the streams and, getting your support because, this is getting to about a third of the way through the season. So we want to start ramping it up now. Winter months might be harder to get out there, but we want to see as many people as we can.
Absolutely. And I mean, might as well mention as well the Adelaide United men's team playing Saturday night. If you want to watch that, I probably wouldn't recommend after watching them last night. But you know, there might be some psychopaths out there that want to put themselves through that. Yes, absolutely. Hope they make finals as well, because then we'll get to commentate it again. Hopefully, David.
Yes.
That's all from us for this week. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias. Team of the week, of course, will be back this week after a cup round. I'm sure no controversy in the decisions that are made either as well. And I'm sure if there are, Alessio is the person to contact for them and no one else. But yes, thank you for joining us. Been a pleasure, David, Alessio. I'll see you tomorrow, David.
Yes.
And I'll
and
see you another time, Alessio. Thanks for joining us. Great pleasure, and we'll see you all next week.
See you then.
See you. Adios.
Alex Mullan to make it 3-1 in the grand final. Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
No one attacks it. Comes back off the Panagaris. It's a goal! It's goal! Oh! And then Talisman's got another one.
Harry should be back quick.
Jake King. Oh, what a shot! My goodness me! Oh, can't teach that sort of stuff. Sends it in, shoots, keeps it low, and it's gone in! It's gone in! Adelaide Uni have scored in time added. Tries to get under control, and the shot from Tolland! Salisbury into a 2-0 up!
Still Butler with another chance, it's 2-1 to Playford! Persistence has paid off for Playford!
Runs to the keeper, puts it into the bottom corner. Beach gives him a shoulder after that as well. He's lost his clean sheet, and he's lost his head with a red card! David, this is massive!
Skills to make the girls sing and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.